Hi, Luke here from Finex. Today I'm going to unbox, install and mount the Finex Video Doorbell V2 so that by the end of this video you'll know exactly how it works. Let's start with the box. This is what the box looks like. Let's slide off the box. And then the first thing we see is the manual. So the manual is in multiple languages, 4 in total: Dutch, English, German and French. Now here we have the video doorbell. Let's take off the bag. And this is what it looks like. I'll just place it next to the manual. Here we have the indoor chime. Let's also take the bag off this one. And the indoor chime is for use inside the house. So if someone rings the doorbell outside, you'll hear it through this indoor chime. Then we have this nice black box here. And inside it is mounting hardware. And the charging cable that already fell out is just a USB-C charging cable. And here are a couple of small screwdrivers and an Allen key. Here are a few extra screws as well. Also, not to forget the corner mount. That's very handy if you want to align it properly so the doorbell points in exactly the right direction. And there's also an adhesive strip included in case you want to stick the doorbell directly to the wall or, for example, to the door frame. I'm now going to install the doorbell in the Finex app, and for that I'll first pick up the doorbell, which has a protective film over it, but we can remove that. And then we'll move to the back. There's a little cover there. You can slide it upwards and then it comes off. And here we have the on and off button. Here we actually have the SD card slot, so that's where you can insert the SD card. Then here we have the reset button. And the first thing we're going to do is the on and off button. It's currently set to off, so it needs to be switched to on. Then you'll see that it turns on. And then we put the doorbell down again. Now it indicates that it's ready to connect. So what we're going to do next is open the Finex app. And then it's important that you create an account. In this case, I've already done that. Well, if you download the Finex app, it's pretty straightforward. Once you've created an account, you'll end up on this screen, and then in the top right corner there's a plus sign and you can tap on that. And then you go to add device. And here you have all the devices you can connect it with. Now the Finex Video Doorbell V2, it can connect to both 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi and 5 GHz Wi-Fi. If you have 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi at home, then you should choose Smart Doorbell. If you have 5 GHz Wi-Fi at home, then you can choose Smart Doorbell Dual Band. Well, in this case, we're going for Smart Doorbell because we have two 4s here. And then you will see Reset Device on the screen. We will do this by going to the reset button on the back again, and you can then hold this down for about 3 to 4 seconds. Reset. Now he's going to reset. And in the meantime, you can simply check the designated box right here and then proceed to press the next button. Now it is absolutely important here that you have already entered or are indeed going to enter the correct and precise Wi-Fi password. The Wi-Fi network name should already be there, so it's important that when you do this, your phone is already connected to your Wi-Fi network, and then your Wi-Fi network name will already appear. Then it's only important that you enter the Wi-Fi password correctly. And pay attention to capital letters and numbers, because if the Wi-Fi password is not entered correctly, it simply won't work. In this case, we have entered the correct Wi-Fi details, so I'm going to press next. And then the QR code will appear on the screen. It's important that we now scan the QR code with the doorbell, and for that it's also important to set the screen brightness to the highest level. Then we take the doorbell and hold it about 15 to 20 centimeters away. And when it says information received, that means it has scanned the QR code. Then you can press I hear a tone and it will start searching. It will then start connecting to the video doorbell. It says it can take up to 2 minutes, but usually this happens within 20 seconds. As you can see, then you can press continue. There are a few options on the video doorbell and I will show them now. Here you have the playback function. If you have inserted an SD card, you can watch all the footage back for free there without needing a subscription. In gallery, you can view the photos. So it also takes photos when, for example, motion is detected, and you can view those in gallery. You have team color light mode, dark mode, then the screen turns black or just white. There's night mode, which is simply night vision. So night vision. And you can just leave that on automatic, so then it will, when it gets dark, it will automatically switch to night vision. So you can still see everything clearly and well in the dark. We have device volume, which is the sound of the doorbell that's mounted outside. When someone rings the doorbell, you hear it on the doorbell itself, and here you can adjust the volume. Here you have the PIR switch, and the PIR switch is the motion sensor. So it's set to medium sensitivity by default. And that means when someone walks past the doorbell or movement is detected, you'll get a notification. And with medium sensitivity, the sensitivity is set to medium. You can set it to low and then the sensitivity is low, or you can set it to high sensitivity. And with high sensitivity, the motion sensor sensitivity is high. One thing to keep in mind is that if you set it to high sensitivity, the doorbell's battery may drain faster. The doorbell will be used more often, so you might need to recharge the battery more frequently. That's why we recommend just setting it to medium or low. And you also have a siren. Well, you can set it off if something happens at your door that you're not happy about. Now I'm going to connect the indoor chime to the video doorbell, and I do that by pressing the right button on the indoor chime. You do this for 3 to 4 seconds until the music note turns blue, and then you can press the video doorbell. And as you can see, they are now connected to each other. It's also important that you do it exactly this way. The doorbell really needs to be just as close to the indoor chime to connect properly. Choose the spot where you want to mount the corner bracket and mark the location on the wall. Insert the plugs into the holes. Insert the supplied plugs into the drilled holes to ensure a secure attachment. Mount the corner bracket on the wall. Screw the corner bracket firmly to the wall using the supplied screws and a screwdriver. Attach the mounting plate to the corner bracket. Secure the mounting plate to the corner bracket according to the instructions. Connect the cables. Screw the 2 red wires to the doorbell so the video doorbell can connect to the mains power. Secure the doorbell. Screw in the supplied security screw at the bottom of the holder to provide extra security for the doorbell. Thank you for watching this instructional video. I hope I was able to answer all your questions. If you still have any questions or uncertainties, we have a support page on our website where you can find all the answers to your questions.